Welcome to the Why Not podcast with me, Chrissy Hawkins. In a world where everybody always asks you why, I'm here to ask why not. I'm going to do that by breaking down the mindsets of guests and my own to figure out what makes people say, why not? Hi guys, welcome back to Why Not. So today I'm going to talk all about scams, and there is a lot of them out there when it comes to fitness. It's not just in the fitness industry, but the kind of stuff you see sold on Facebook. So I just really want to do a full episode dedicated to that so you can avoid them and know how to spot them and the red flags associated with them. So as ever, sit back and relax or walk and listen. Here is my episode about fitness scams. Hi guys, welcome back to Why Not. So today I am going to talk about scams. Yay! There's loads of scams in the fitness industry. You've probably seen it. Maybe you've fallen for one. I know I have. Maybe it's something you didn't realise before, or maybe you have tried them and you know now it's a scam, and this is the best way to learn now. Now for me personally, I am a bit more educated now, but it's not to say I was never safe from them, I suppose is the best way of saying things. Back in the days, I don't know if anyone's heard of that Garcinia Cambogia stuff. Anyway, what it does is it claims that it binds to fat cells when you eat, and you lose weight just by eating that or taking these tablets with your food. And so of course I was like, yeah, great, I want to get this. So I bought it off Facebook because all the official Garcinia Cambogias were quite expensive. So I obviously bought a knockoff version, and you're supposed to take that like twice a day or something like that. And there was another one that you took in the evening, and basically it did nothing. Here's me thinking, yeah, great, I can eat whatever I want and I'll still lose weight. And it didn't. It never happened. And that is the case with most type of fat burning or fat binders or whatever they call you. They say they do. They claim that they're going to bind to fat, and then you can just eat whatever you want and you still lose weight. And really, that's not what happens. And that is a really good prime example of scams that we see in the fitness, health, weight loss industry, which kind of brought me to talk about this today. Now actually it kind of came up to me as an idea because I did have a client send me something, and she was like, what is this real or is it a scam, or like kind of thing, and I was like, bullshit, never gonna happen. So let me talk of a few examples of them, things they have, and they really bug me because they sell you this thing like, oh, if you do this you don't have to exercise, or you do this, like you get the results you want with minimal effort. And the thing is, if they actually worked, we'd have no problems in the world, I think any of these things that are being sold and being pushed on us are like, they're selling you a dream basically, but if they actually worked, the people who made these would probably have like a Nobel Prize or some shit like that, or there wouldn't be an obesity problem because you could easily prescribe this to anyone. So these silver bullets don't work, but they prey on vulnerable people and their insecurities. And it's not just the fitness industry this happens in. There's loads of other stuff. You see it in skincare, you see it in all sorts of different areas, and they sell you this quick fix. And as I said, if it really worked, everyone would be doing it and we'd all be fine. So I just want to talk about a few different types of these that I have come across, and if you do come across them, just so you know that it is an absolute scam and it's not going to work, and you will get no benefits other than the only weight you're going to lose is from your bank account. That makes sense? Anyway, the only impact it's really going to is your wallet. So I started off by talking about that Garcinia Cambogia stuff. I don't know if anyone remembers that. They say it's like a plant extract that helps you lose weight. I think there's stuff with green tea extract, assume. Fat loss pills exist. Now, there are fat burners available on the market, which can help speed up your metabolism. However, they are literally just mostly pills that are laced with caffeine, and that raises your heart rate, which raises your metabolism a little bit. But you're not going to take fat burners, and lose weight by doing nothing. Like, it can help. So if you're already training and say, for instance, you're trying to get down to a certain body fat for a show or something like that, taking these can help you push that little bit extra on top of everything you're already doing. It's not going to do it with no work. And a lot of these kind of pills, or some of the stuff, even some of the fat, they call them fat binders, that are advertised are also like they do say with a calorie controlled diet. So okay, they work with a calorie controlled diet, which means, is it just a calorie controlled diet that's working? Because, you know, the kind of theoretically a calorie controlled diet is going to be the thing that works for you, you know what I mean? It's going to do the job. It's not going to be the pills, you know what I mean? Maybe it'll give you that little extra 2%, but they're not going to do a job without you doing the work. So that's really, really important. And there's loads of things marked like that, you know, just take this, and you see a picture of someone and they're like, look, my jeans are gone, and all that usual shite. And it just doesn't work that way. And we haven't seen this person who's allegedly lost a load of weight. They have not, we haven't seen what they've been doing. We've seen this before and after, and they're claiming it's the pill, but anyone can take it before and after and use it as sales. Like, I've heard before of trainers stealing before and afters and claiming it was their diet that did it. It happened to Paul Dermody, and it's kind of crazy to hear that, like, think that could happen when it's not exactly what was going on. But like, there's nothing to stop people just stealing stuff on the internet and saying that was them who did it. That was my first one. The one my client was showing me was like a sticker, and the sticker you like put on your belly button and it made you lose weight. It was like, it eliminates all the toxins from your body and then you lose a load of weight or something. That was the ad on it. I remember watching it. I was like, what the absolute shite. Like, a sticker removes all the toxins from your body. Like, what the actual, like, no, that doesn't work. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen that way. We have a thing in actually just anything with detox as well, by the way. If anything tells you it's going to remove toxins from your body, it's going to detox you, it's a scam, straight up. Those detox teas, what are they? They're laxatives, okay? You have teas during the day and you have laxative at night. It makes you shit yourself, and that's why you lose a load of weight. It's not detoxing, it's not removing all the toxins in your system. That's what your liver does. Its function in the body is to remove toxins from your body. That's what it's there for. So that's why when the liver stops functioning, you get sick, because the toxins aren't being removed. And anything like that, any kind of detox tea, detox drink, anyone that's selling you a detox at the start, you need to detox from something. You do not need to detox from food, okay? You don't need to detox from your diet. Your liver's doing that for you. It's a scam. Anyone selling you a detox at the start, like you have a plan, you know, oh, we're going to start by detoxing you off caffeine and doing this, that and the other, really extreme 2 weeks, like you're going to get headaches, you're going to feel shit. Yeah, you will, because you're used to drinking caffeine, but it doesn't mean it's making you any better for not having it. Like, if you have caffeine in your life without massive effects, great. If you have caffeine in your life with bad effects, wean it down. You don't need to just go cold turkey. It's not like drugs. Even in drugs, some extreme drugs, they try to wean you off slowly. Like, it's crazy. But basically, that's linked in with the little patch. Anything that tells you it is going to detox you, remove toxins from your body, it's an absolute scam. And you already have a perfectly functioning organ in your body to do that for you. So, scam. No, don't like it. Next one, right? Vibrating plates. These things, I remember when they came in years ago. There was a whole section in the gym near me, and they were like, yeah, so instead of doing your workout, you do like a minute of squats on this vibrating plate, and you do a minute of this and you do a minute of that. and you do basically half an hour in there, and it will do everything you wanted for weight loss, and you will lose more weight, and you get the same effects as doing a normal workout. You get it as well with those, what do you call them, those stomach things that people have had, like, there's bands they've had for years that you put around your stomach, and it shocks your stomach, and it's supposed to give you a six-pack. And you can get as well, like, I think there's like clinics now to basically do that for full body, and they charge thousands. I think that's more of a States here, it's not over here so much, but yeah, any form of that, like vibrating plates, like, they do stimulate your muscles. So like, the whole, I think, idea behind them was, when you're exercising, you're stimulating the muscle fibers. So if you add the vibration, it's going to give you so much more results, because it's going to stimulate the muscles more, and by that way you lose more weight, and it'll work really great, and you'll have had to do fuck all work, and you get the same workout in half an hour as you might have done in 2 hours. Some shit like that. I can't remember, but the reason I can't remember is because it's bollocks. Just like, you're not going to replace exercise and stimulation, so if you get from exercise, just by getting shocked for half an hour or having a vibrating plate. Like, the amount of difference it's going to make is not worth the amount of money people spend on it. And those like ab belts that shock you until you get a six-pack, it doesn't work that way. We should all know by now, even if we don't want to believe it, that visible abs is to do with low body fat. It doesn't matter how many times you're shocked in the stomach or kicked in the stomach, or how many sit-ups you do, or how many planks you do, or how many whatever you do. You will not get visible abs unless you're under a certain amount of body fat. And nobody wants to hear this, because they're always looking for exercise to fix their stomach. And you can't spot reduce fat, and I'm going to say this again, you can't spot reduce fat. Fat comes off where it wants to come off. Some people hold it in different areas for longer. Some people hold it in their stomach longer. Some people hold it in their hips longer. Some people hold it in their legs longer. Some people hold it in their chest longer. Generally, they hold it where they want to lose it more. Maybe that's just because you've held it there for so long. You're used to it being there, and you're like, it's always been your problem area, so you're more aware to it. But this is the way it is. You cannot spot reduced fat, and a belt that's going to shock you repeatedly might tone the muscles underneath, might just give you a sore stomach, and will not give you abs. Okay, so we see a theme here. These are all supposed to be easy way outs to get the results you want. Okay. Another one is anything that kind of says, like, this is the workout plan for your body type. So if you're an exomorph or an endomorph or whatever, you should work this way. Or like alkaline diets. You should be alkaline, get your blood tested, and you should eat this blood type diet, saying you should eat a certain diet for your blood type because you're B positive. You shouldn't eat this because it'll flare you up. Blah blah blah. Bullshit. All of bullshit. Okay. None of that makes a damn bit of difference. Okay. Endomorph, ectomorph, and I can't remember the three of them. They're just different types. Some are tall and skinny, some are stocky, and some are in between. There's not a specific exercise or workout plan or eating plan that is going to change that. You can gain weight if you're I think endomorphs is tall and skinny ones. You can gain weight, just like with other ones, they can lose weight. But a certain diet plan for your body type is not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything at all. And like that, blood types, for fuck's sake. Let's look at it this way, okay? Right? Our ancestors survived long before they knew what blood type they were. So why the hell now do we need a certain diet for our blood type? Okay? Like, any time of extreme diet that's apparently supposed to be the be all and end all, and this is going to sort you, this will be your fix, is probably not going to fix you. Like, okay, it is as going back to normal, having a nice balanced diet of things that you enjoy, and nutritious food generally tends to do the job. It might take longer than you want, but again, there is no specific blood type. Next thing we'll know, there'll be like your star sign workout, your star sign diet, and I'm not surprised they're already out there, but just so you know, if you're a Gemini, the diet doesn't matter a damn to if you're a Libra. Just to make point. All these things, these scams, right, they are literally just preying on people's insecurities. People want they want the fix, they want it done now. Even though it didn't come on overnight, they want it fixed overnight. And this is where they get these people. They prey on their insecurities, and they are like, oh yeah, damn yeah, I'll get that straight up, let's go. And it's not necessary. It never was necessary, it never will be necessary, and this is the problem. And the thing is as well is like, you know, people are all different, but people are all the same. But the general principles are the same for pretty much everyone, but everyone is slightly nuanced and different, right? So how can this one size fits all work everything, right? So, you know, it can be damaging as well. Like, you know, some people have certain heart conditions or mental conditions, or, you know, physical conditions that they, you know, a fat loss pill, having too much caffeine and stimulants can really, really damage them. Or, you know, vibrating plates. Someone who takes on these detox teas and shits himself could be getting rid of vital nutrients without even realizing it. So it is really damaging as well. And we have to remember these things. Like, there are certain like contraindications to everything that you do. So taking all these crazy fat loss things could aggravate a condition you already have, and you mightn't even know it. So what are the red flags that we can look out for when it comes to things like this? Because there are red flags, and obviously some people are more attuned to them than others. Some people are used to seeing them, know a bit more. That's why they will notice the red flags. And I suppose here are the red flags that I see that are really like really prevalent in these things that are scams. They're scams, generally scams. Okay, first one, minimal exercise. Now, you do not have to be in the gym 5 days a week to see a difference. Depending on your goal, you can do a lot less. You can do a lot low impact in exercise. You know, it's a lot more, I said, nuanced, right? If they're telling you you can, without even getting up and lifting a finger, burn fat while you watch TV or something like that, you know, lose weight without even standing up, stuff like that, red flag, massive red flag. Now, to be fair, without exercise, you can 100% lose weight if that's what you're looking for. But yeah, that's a kind of, you need to be in a calorie deficit, which is fine. But if they're telling you you have to do no effort, you stay the way, you can do exactly what you're doing and still lose weight, massive red flag. Another thing like that is like, you know, burn fat while you sleep. This thing burns fat while you sleep. No, it doesn't. It won't. They cannot accelerate your fat burning skills while you sleep. That's another massive red flag in my one. Like, if it's telling you anything like that, that goes in with the minimal exercise. Anything that says that kind of burn fat while doing nothing. No. Without changing your lifestyle a little bit, you're not going to get the results you want, no matter what charlatan tries to tell you otherwise. Remove toxins from the body. I've already spoken about this. Your liver does that job. If it's telling you it's going to detoxify you, you're going to feel anew, you're going to feel fresher, you're going to feel better. You know, you have all this shit stuck in your digestive system, and you need this magic juice to cleanse it all out, and it's going to grab it and throw it all out. No. Lies. You lose 10 pounds in a week because you removed all the toxins. No, you lose 10 pounds in a week because you haven't eaten all week, because you're just drinking this juice and you're miserable and mad, and as soon as you start eating food again, it'll come back on. So no, okay, absolutely not. And people will convince themselves that they feel great doing this, because when you pay that much money, you kind of want so you'd be like, oh yeah, I feel so fresh, I feel so renewed, I feel so good. And yeah, and then, like, you know, it was so good for the first 3 weeks, and then, you know, as soon as we came off the meal plan, it all came back on. So I'm going to start it again next month, and I'm going to spend another 400 euro, and I'm going to feel so good and feel good. You know, like, you convince yourself that it felt great, but if it felt great, you would have kept it up. I'm sure we've all had this conversation with someone ourselves, like, I'm trying this new thing, and I just feel so good, you know, I'm not drinking, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, and then, you know, a month later you see them and they're like, bag of crisps in one hand, family share size Cadbury's in the other, and a bottle of wine. and they're like, oh yeah, oh, diet starts Monday. So yeah, look, it just, no, just no. And like anything like that says drop pounds fast, like, you ever see that and they do the pound sign like 3 times, drop these really quickly, massive red flag. Like anything that's trying to sell you a really quick result is probably not sustainable, and you'll probably end up rebounding and coming back up on it. Not saying you can't do a cut really quickly and drop weight. It's totally possible, but you just need to be aware that it's going to be very hard to maintain it at that weight. Like, losing weight's not the issue, keeping it off is the real big thing. And when we do these crazy extreme stuff or take these tablets that don't really do anything, or do kind of this kind of intervention, it doesn't teach you how to manage when you're not doing it. And that's why we keep fluctuating back all the time. I've said this before as well at the start of it, and like, if these things actually worked, it would not be advertised on Facebook. The creator would probably have some form of Nobel Prize for science, because they finally unlocked the key to keep people in an optimal weight, or whatever that is, society's optimal weight. Everybody will be able to take it. I'm sure governments will try and take it up and utilize it in the health system. Like, if the that's the thing, like, would it be in the health system? Could you get prescribed it by a doctor? Yeah, probably. But funny enough, it's Terry on Facebook who is selling you this. And don't even get me started on the MLMs, but like, these Facebook ads that are telling you to stream that is not actually, if it worked, as I said, it would not be ads on Facebook. So the thing is, we want them to work, we want to believe in them, we want to feel like they are going to be the thing that are going to solve all our problems, because you've been struggling with this for years and you've been going through the cycles of yo-yoing, and you just want that thing that's going to fix it for you today. You want it done. You don't want to struggle with this anymore. You're sick of feeling the way you feel. And like, the thing is, it's just going to bring you back to square one again, and another hole in your pocket. So really important that we stop falling for these and kind of take a step back and go, okay, this didn't work. Because I always feel like people say that, especially when it comes to like certain diets and stuff like that, and they're going to be like, oh, I'm going back and going to do that again because it worked for me last time. And like, well, clearly it didn't. Because if it did work for you, you wouldn't be coming back to this situation again. And you hear it over and over again, and people are doing the cycle over and over again because it worked for them, but it worked for them in the short term. If it worked for them in the long term, they wouldn't have to do it again. And people forget that, and they never think about that, because we don't think of it in a long term. You think of doing your diet for 6-8 weeks, you get the result, and then it's all over. But it's never really over, for want of a better description, because you're always going, it needs to become more than just a 6-week plan. It needs to become something that you can do long term, and then you will see the results, and then you will keep going, and then you will like go, oh, why was I doing this for so long? It was silly. But most of us don't get to that point, because we're constantly chasing the silver bullet, the next good thing, the next thing that's going to fix us. And this is where these companies thrive, and this is why they're able to afford Facebook ads, and this is why they're selling out shite to people, and people are just feeling worse and worse about themselves. And it sucks, and it's really, really deflating when you're like, oh, why didn't this work? I thought this was going to be my thing. I thought this was going to be the one thing that fixed me. And really, the thing is, one, you're not broken, and two, it's never going to be one thing. It's a combination of things, and consistency on those combinations of things that will get you over the line and where you want to be. So instead of chasing this one thing all the time and going to the next one thing and the new thing, try and stick with something that you feel probably not that eye-catching and boring, because I say this all the time, the boring stuff works, and everyone hates that because they want it to be difficult. But it doesn't have to be difficult, it just has to be consistent. And if you can do that and master that, you're on the right track to finally getting out of the cycle of buying these things and trying these new stuff, and all of these things that just are difficult, like, and it just makes life a bit more fun, I suppose, when you're not constantly chasing this dream that isn't really that attainable. If that made sense. I hope that did make sense. Moral of the story is, don't buy this shite. Get into a consistent routine and things will be so much better. Yeah. So with that, guys, I am going to leave you. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope this opened your eyes maybe to a couple of things, or maybe if you're looking at something you were like, oh, maybe I'll buy that. Now you kind of think, no, that's wrong. I don't think so. And it'll help you going forward to kind of less drawn in by these kind of things. I feel like people are getting more educated about it, but again, they're still popping around, so it's always worth to remind you that anything like that is a load of shite and it's a waste of money. As ever, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. It is Chrissy H Fitness, and also if you do want to find out more about working with me, my website is www.chrissyhawkins.com. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please do let me know. Drop me a comment, drop me a DM. If you have any questions about anything, I'm happy to answer. And thanks again for joining me. Thank you again for listening to the Why Not podcast. It really means a lot that you are listening in, and I would love if you could please leave a review on Apple Podcasts or subscribe on Spotify. And always, I'd love to hear feedback personally, so if you do want to leave me a message and let me know how you found the podcast, please do.